Hey, it's me, the unpopular patriot here. So there's a lot of things on my mind. Oh my gosh, I got so much on my mind. First and foremost, I want to talk about this BS proposed slave reparations thing. And it's just another pandering effect to try to secure the black vote, because I just find it so funny that the people who are sponsoring it and endorsing it, like Spartacus, Cory Booker, and Jackson Lee, whatever her name is, and all these people, like, they have pretty much are role models, examples of what you can do in quote unquote racist America you can achieve. Cory Booker more or less grew up, he grew up, the son of IBM parents. He grew up in a very wealthy, mostly all white community. Went to pedigree schools, and here he's talking about we need to basically help black people with giving paychecks. But him himself like showed through his parents that they didn't need handouts. And so we all know that this is pandering, and I wish more black people would just call it out for what it is that I don't need your handout. I don't need your handout. In fact, it actually secures my victim card. And I think the last thing that black people in America need to be reminded of is that somehow we're in total conflict, and that we need as many handouts as possible. Like, let's be honest and call for what it is. These are Marxist tactics, of trying to instill division and hatred and race baiting, and trying to deflect personal responsibility from the black community. Because I feel like it's so sad in the black community today. All we're expected to do is just blame everybody else and just expect handouts. And then how we expect for the black community to grow and to develop if all we're expected from our politicians is another handout. Then we're no different than a little child. And as much as, and look, you can bless me all you want if you're a Democrat and you're black and listen to it, because obviously you are still believing the propaganda and the lies, because that's what it is. Think about it. If you're an adult and you worked hard, it doesn't matter what you do. It's all about your own personal choices, right? Because I can sit here and show you a bunch of poor white folk, poor Hispanic, poor Indian folk that made poor decisions, and I could show you a black person that's worked their butt off and they succeeded. So it has nothing to do with color. Please stop talking to me about how we live in a racist society. If this place is so racist, I would love to take you to places around the world where they are pure racist. I remember going to some parts of in Beijing, 2013, people wondering, hey, are you allowed to like have a job? And now, mind you, this is just one sample person and a whole bunch of other people in Beijing. But the point I'm trying to make is that there's some people who truly are ignorant, and they say ignorant things, and they stop you from realizing your opportunities. But that's not the case all around the world. Like, America is the land of opportunity. For real, America is the land of opportunity. I don't know any other place in the world that you can't get more opportunities and freedom. And to have politicians pander me and lie to me and tell me that I will be better if I just get a vote, if I just get more freebies. Okay, let's think about it this way, right? For those who are parents in the room, okay, or think about, or those who are in the process, like they're pregnant or adopting, whatever, okay. Now think about it. You have a kid, right? And you want the best out of your kid, right? And do you think that giving your kid free crap all the time will instill them a sense of work ethic, or a sense of personal responsibility, or a sense of values? Or do you think having them work for what they want and giving them the opportunity to thrive under their own merit, is that better? I mean, just think about it for a second. Like, what in the world are we instilling in our kids if we say, well, you're not to blame for your piss poor decisions. It's somebody else's fault. And that's so sad. I think that's what's going on right now in America today. And I wish more black people would just stand up and say, this is crap, and I'm sick and tired of hearing it. Like, I'm done hearing it. And so the other thing I want to talk about while it's fresh on my mind is this whole issue of migrants, specifically about these kids in cages. And it's so funny. I was talking with a client and she was telling me like, oh, I read this article in NPR and they talking about these kids in cages and how these deplorable situations and how like they're deprived of, you know, basic sanitary conditions. And so this is the thing that trips me out so much about the media today, is they're not telling you the full story. They're not telling you about how Democrats have blocked, underfunded, and restricted funding for these ICE detention centers. And they don't talk about child trafficking. And they don't talk about the multi-billion-dollar sex trafficking and human trafficking, drug trafficking industry that thrives through all of this. And how oftentimes we don't even really know who these people are, if they're related to one another. And they're missing that part of the story. And it's just so crazy to me where they have this total spin control, all in the name of humanitarian, but they're not explaining the reasons behind any of it. And I think it deceives a lot of people. Now, this brings me to one last point. I'll let you go. Is that, look, if you are conservative, if you are a libertarian, like I don't care what side of you are in the spectrum of conservatism, like I don't care if you're nationalism, you need to sit and read what the other side is talking about and be informed. Because as much as it sounds BS crazy, you really need to hear what the other side is saying, because that will make you more informed in terms of your argument and to be able to debunk some of the crap that you're reading out there, and it'll help you to get out of the groupthink mentality. I think a lot of the people on the left are suffering from TDS, MAD, Trump derangement syndrome, and a lot of times it's because they're in their own echo chamber hearing what they want to hear. And I think conservatives, they also fall in the same problem where, you know, sometimes you need to get off the Trump train for a second and listen to other ideas. Like, for example, I don't like Trump tariffs. I think it's a tax on everybody, but I still support Trump, right? So here's the thing: you just have to be informed, read all the sources, make your own informed decisions, but just don't believe everybody just for the hell of believing it. All right, that's me, the unpopular patriot here. I hope you got something out of this. I don't know. Thanks for listening. Take care.